Chaos. Where there are unknowns, there is chaos. Where there is loss, there is chaos. Where there is no commitment, there is chaos. Where there is no organizing, there is chaos. Where there is no analyzing, there is chaos. Where there is no learning, there is chaos. Where there is no good objective, there is chaos. And chaos will ask the following questions of you. Actually, chaos will ask and answer the following questions. What is your aspiration? What is your aim? What is your ambition? What is your intention? What is your mission? What is your worst you? And what is your best you? And most importantly, which one will you choose? Chaos will do one of two things. It will either showcase your worst you or bring out your best you. Today's message is titled, Calm in the Chaos. Chaos. Now, when I say chaos, I mean all kinds of chaos. Relational chaos, emotional chaos, worldwide chaos, spiritual chaos, psychological chaos, professional chaos, bottom line, chaos. And we are going to get to the importance of the calm, but first we're going to touch on the chaos. You see, there is a cause and effect, but the cause does not have to create the effect that it is looking to create because you can affect the effect. Calm in the chaos. The definition of chaos is a state of utter confusion, a lack of organization, a disorderly mass, a formless matter that precedes the existence of order. Listen, there are several things that chaos brings apart from massive pain, and we just read a few of them. Utter confusion, disorganization, and a disorderly mass. And we must understand the ripple effect of each one. So I'm going to touch on them briefly. The first one is a state of utter confusion. When there is confusion, we must be extremely careful. Extremely careful because you cannot make sound decisions in a state of utter confusion. You see, if you cannot see clearly, then you cannot think clearly. The second one is disorganization. Disorganization always brings misinformation. I want you to take note of that. Wherever you see disorganization, there will also be misinformation. And what that means is that what is forming on the inside is misinformed. In other words, it is not forming properly. You are not forming properly. Things are not coming together that were supposed to come together. Things that were supposed to be formed are now misinformed, malformed. The last and final definition is a disorderly mass. And this one is usually a result of the first two, because now everything around you is out of order. This is the ripple effect. Let's say at first someone made unsound decisions in utter confusion. Then the disorganization misinformed them, and their misinformation caused them to do something out of order that caused something else to go out of order, and so on and so forth, and now we have a disorderly mass, chaos. And this is when it is crucial that we put our overreactions, self-serving playbooks, if you have any, bipolar emotions, and believe the worst assumptions on lockdown. That's what must be on lockdown. Because listen carefully. Level-headedness is your best asset in chaos. A level head is your best asset in chaos. You see, when you are in the middle of chaos, you must tap into your God-given strengths, and you have them. We all have God-given strengths that will get us out of the chaos, but you will not be able to access them outside of a level head. When you are in chaos, you cannot fall behind the curve. You must get in front of it, and you cannot get in front of something you will not see. You cannot get in front of something that you will not see, and I'll get to that in a minute. When there is chaos, there's no room for tunnel vision, no room for immaturity and small thinking. It's time to step it up. It's time to show up. You cannot look to see with your physical eyes. Because a lot of times there's deception. You can't trust what you see. There are lies. You cannot look to see with your emotional eyes. You cannot trust your emotions all the time. You must go higher. You must look to see with your spiritual eyes, an aerial view. That is when we need to shout to ourselves, be still. Be still. I cannot see right unless I'm still. I can't think right unless I'm still. I can't hear right unless I'm still. I can't form right unless I'm still. And I most certainly cannot follow God's directives unless I'm still. We must know when to say to ourselves, be still, my soul. Be still, my soul. Because in the midst of confusion, in the midst of the hardship, in the midst of the loss, in the midst of the chaos, let us be clear that I am still yours, God, and you are still mine. Clarity. Woo! Clarity. Confusion brings chaos, but clarity brings calm, and calm is what always brings the healing. Calm is what always brings the healing. Healing never comes in chaos. It follows it. It comes after it. That is why whenever you are in a chaotic situation, listen, you must fight to be calm so that you can bring the healing. And here's the thing, you cannot be calm until you have clarity. You see, clarity means nothing hidden. You are seeing something in its fullness, in its entirety. Clarity means that what I see is real. What I see is true. Therefore, it also means that what I know is real. What I know is true. And in order to bring any type of healing, you must filter out untruths, lies, and deception in all of its many forms. Who's the father of lies? The devil. That's where confusion comes from. God is never the author of confusion. Where there is confusion, there's a lie. There's a lack of clarity, and there, healing cannot be birthed. Listen, you can never heal with something that is not real. Woo! You can never heal with something that is not real. And here is where it gets a little hairy. Put your seatbelts on. Truths can be hard. Real things can be real hard. And that's okay. That's okay, because let me tell you something. I'd rather work with a hard truth than a pretty lie. I'd rather work with a hard truth than a pretty lie, because speaking on a practical level, on a relational level, listen, I'd rather you tell me I did a wrong this or I did a bad that, and it may break my heart, and I may or may not move forward in a relationship with you, but you have my respect, and you also have my forgiveness. There will be some form of healing there. Honesty earns respect. The action may not, but the owning of it most certainly does. Because that tells me that you cared enough to be sorry. You cared enough to be real. You cared enough to make it right. You cared enough to take the risk and allow me to see the ugly truth. Whatever the outcome is, I can respect that. I can respect that. Oh, we can work through some hard truths, but we can never work with a pretty lie. It's not real. Don't put your Mary Poppins outfit on in front of me and then go ahead and put your Catwoman outfit on behind me. I don't play that yuck. Don't put your Mr. Rogers outfit on in front of me and then go put your Joker outfit on behind me. This is what you got to tell them. Listen, go sell that crazy somewhere else. We don't buy that here. I'm not running a costume shop. On a serious note, if you want true healing in any area of your life, you must demand truth. You must demand honesty. Clarity is a non-negotiable. I have to know that what I see is real. Listen, I have lived my life with that as a principle because it's an extremely important value to me. And I make no exceptions. It may take me a while because I want to believe the best in people, but I make no exceptions no matter who it is. Unfortunately, I have had to make the hard decisions to remove people that I have loved from my life because they did not remove deception from theirs. People that I have loved, friends, I guess acquaintances, and relatives. Notice I said relatives and not family. Pastor John and I have learned that not every relative is family. And not everyone that you consider family has to be a relative. You see, you must heal in a safe place, in a real place. And if it's not real, it's not safe. If you're dealing with a lie, then the healing is a lie. If someone or something is not real, then what you think you have is not real. And that stands true for any form of healing in your life, any form of wholeness. Listen, if someone does not show themselves holy, meaning clearly in their entirety, then they're not a part of your wholeness. Your wholeness is deserving of wholeness. Because if you're going to be an agent of change for your life or for the lives of those around you, you must demand truth, clarity, and honesty. Because any real change must have hard truth with it. That's its partner. You're not changing if you're dealing with a lie. That's called masking. That's called a facade. And here's the thing about chaos. In chaos, there is a truth. Ooh, follow me. There is a truth in any chaotic situation that you must comprehend. You must comprehend in order for you to deal with it, in order for you to break through it, in order for you to heal from it, and in order for you to overcome it. Now here's where it gets tricky, not hairy, but tricky. In that same chaotic situation, something will make you think it is real that is not. And the flip side is true also. It will also make you think something is a lie that is actually real. And you must figure out what is what. You see, truth is a killer of chaos. Chaos thrives on lies. And so in order for you to combat any chaos in your life, you must have a level head so that you can find the truth and have your clarity. And so everything that I just talked about was just your appetizer. That was just a segue into today's verse. Because without any of that, we could never be the man or woman described in Proverbs. Now, side note, although it says he in Proverbs, it is not gender specific. Proverbs 17:27. He who has knowledge spares his words, and a man of understanding is of a calm spirit. Knowledge and understanding. Knowledge and understanding. I love when God does this. One word can change the entire context of something, like similar words can make you overlook the force of something. Read carefully. Read carefully. If you know me, you know I love words, the etymology. I sit for hours on God's word, and God masterfully uses words to call us to search, to dig deep. Dig and keep digging. Knowledge and understanding. Knowledge and understanding. To know something does not mean you understand it. You can know something and not understand it. Let me give you some examples. You can know how to get a husband but not understand how to be a wife. Like you can know how to get a wife and not understand how to be a husband. You can know how to get a job but not understand how to keep it. You can know how to make an acquaintance but not understand how to be a friend. You can know how to have a child but not understand how to be a parent. Like you can know that you are a child but not understand how to be a good daughter or a good son. Bottom line is, you can know how to gain a lot of things but not understand how to develop it, nurture it, care for it, protect it, and keep it. Just because you know something does not mean you understand. Knowledge and understanding are different, and they are both extremely important in our lives, especially in chaos. They each render a different result. They produce a different fruit. They each have a different function. The Bible tells us he who has knowledge spares his words. Now, we can talk about the act itself, which is to spare his words, and that is a sign of wisdom in and of itself. I mean, because we see a lot of people that do a lot of talking but have nothing to say. But that's not what I'd like to touch on today. Words are powerful, and how you use them or not use them is a reflection of something much bigger, much deeper. We hear the term knowledge is power. And I guess it depends on the context in which it is used, but I see knowledge more as an empowerment. Knowledge is a potential. You must apply it. Knowledge empowers you. So what we're really talking about in Proverbs is restraint. Restraint. Knowing something empowers you to restrain yourself. Knowing something empowers you to select what you do and what you don't do. Knowing something empowers you to say yes to this and no to that. Knowing something empowers you to be still or to move forward. Knowing something gives you the strength to make the hard decisions and pass on the easy ones. Restraint. And we all need godly restraint in the middle of chaos. That is why it is so important to have clarity and truth, so that your knowledge can empower you to have the restraint you need to have in the middle of the chaos, so that you can, listen carefully, affect the effect in a godly way. You see, that's what restraint is for. To affect an effect in a godly way. In the middle of chaos, you must restrain yourself from doing something that will infect, not affect, but infect a situation further. You must restrain yourself from saying something that will infect a situation. Broken words. People think that because words are invisible, they don't land and break something. They land, they break, they shatter. And knowledge is to affect. Lack of it will infect. Here's some truth, some real hard talk. You know, sometimes we see people that are too stupid to be sorry, too stupid to have restraint. There is no knowledge to help make something right, no knowledge to affect the effect in a godly way, in a helpful way. They get caught up in the chaos and become a part of the chaos. That is the danger. That is what happens when someone is lacking knowledge. They become a part of the chaos. You must remember that chaos wants to create a mass disorder. It wants to throw a block party of disorder, a picnic of gossip, a barbecue of envy. Chaos is inclusive. It wants to include you. But if you have a little bit of knowledge, if you've got some knowledge, knowledge will empower you to show a spirit of restraint when you really want to. Knowledge will empower you to show a spirit of restraint so you can make the right choices, so you can make the hard choices, so you can make the healthy choices, so that you can crush the chaos. Crush the chaos. Don't let the chaos crush you. You crush the chaos. And so knowledge is most certainly empowerment. But let's talk a little bit about understanding. Understanding is a power. Whew. Albert Einstein beautifully said, any fool can know. The point is to understand. Understanding is a power. One is empowerment and the other one is a power. Neither one to be discounted. In Proverbs it says a man of understanding is of a calm spirit, is of. In other words, he possesses it, he produces it, he is it. The calm is his power. You see, we don't look at calm as a power or as a strength, but the kind of calm I'm talking about is a strength. It is a power. The Message Bible says it like this: the one who knows much says little. Did you ever notice that? People who know a lot, they know they don't have to prove things to people. They don't talk a lot. The ones that talk a lot know little. And an understanding person remains calm. Woo! Remains calm. Again, the calm I'm talking about is not a non-reactive, detached, and passive kind of calm. It's quite the opposite. The definition of calm is, this is going to bless you. The definition of calm is freedom from disturbance. Freedom from disturbance. It is a stillness, not a stop, but a stillness. You see, there's something that this person understands that gives him or her freedom from disturbance. There is something that this person understands that keeps him or her still. There is something that this person understands that although all hell is breaking loose, chaos is running amok, she's free from it. There is something that this person understands that prevents the chaos from imprisoning him. The chaos cannot bind her. It cannot blind her. The disturbance cannot shake him. He is free from the chaos that it tries to disturb you with. And you want to know why? Because he understands that the chaos is not in charge. The chaos is not in charge. Oh, you're loud, chaos, but you're not in charge. Oh, you're causing mass disorder and massive pain, but you're still not in charge. He is free from the disturbance because he is bound in Christ. Bound in Christ. He understands who's in charge. He understands who he can trust. She doesn't trust the chaos. She trusts God. She doesn't just know God. She doesn't just know about God. She understands who God is. That is why I asked you those questions in the beginning. Because you see, chaos will ask those questions of you and then turn around and try to answer them for you. And there are things that we must all be clear on, so that when chaos tries to derail you, your clarity cements you. You remain. You remain. You don't become the chaos. You become a part of the cure. You're not that walking chaos. You're that walking cure. I mean, we've all seen that spirit, right? They walk in a room, there's chaos. They go into the next room, there's chaos. Wherever they go, they create chaos. If chaos is happening here, you can be sure that their name is attached to that. They're a walking chaos, but you come against that because you're a walking cure. Because you stand on the knowledge of the truth that you belong to God and He belongs to you, and no chaos can ever change that. You remain. You remain. You know, sometimes in chaos, we try and understand certain things that God is not calling us to understand, but to trust. And calm is the fruit of trust. Calm is the fruit of trust. And because you understand who God is, because you understand who God is, you are free from the disturbance. I speak that over you. You are free from the disturbance, free to affect the effect, free to be calm and level-headed, free to make sound decisions, free to be formed whole, free to bring the healing, and free to be obedient to God. And because you understand that, you have been freed to trust Him. Freed to trust Him. To trust that He will work all things together for good. To trust that God is still God. To trust that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. To trust that Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. To trust that has He not spoken, will He not make it good? To trust that for a little while He will come. He will not tarry. To trust that He who calls you is faithful, who also will do it. To trust that Jesus is wonderful, Counselor, mighty God, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. You see, God will outlast the chaos. God is everlasting. And that is what you must put on repeat. Remind yourself constantly. In this collective chaos that we're in, and any individual specific chaos you might be in, speak it over yourself. Sing it over yourself. Speak it over those you love. Speak it over everyone. Listen, this won't outlast God. God will outlast this. This won't outlast God. God will outlast this. Speak it over it. This won't outlast God. God will outlast this. And so hold on to your knowledge and understanding. And with a level head of restraint and calm, crush your chaos. Crush your chaos and affect the effect for good, because our God is everlasting. This shall not outlast our God. Our God shall outlast this. On that you can be sure.